All right, guys, X58. Now you've been waiting for it. Some more Core i7 motherboards. Today we got the P6T DeLuxe. Let me tell you, this thing is out of control. I'm super psyched. I'm thrilled. What can I say? Check this thing out. Again, X58 North Bridge, ICH 10R South Bridge is an excellent combination. It will support the new Core i7s, the 920, the 940, and the 965 Extreme on the socket LGA 1366. I'll tell you what, the chipset is amazing. If you guys don't know about it, the new X58 chipset is the North Bridge, and it has an internal memory controller that's built into the actual processor. So rather than having your memory controlled here, you have your memory controlled on the die, on the processor. The ICH 10R South Bridge chipset is also an improvement. It's a die shrunk ICH 9R with a few extra features like hot swappability, and it gives you a ton of RAID features and a ton of SATA ports. Also on this board, an exclusive that you're not going to see anywhere, this orange, that's a two-way SAS port right there. You have two-way SAS ports right there, so you can pretty much throw some insane hard drives on there. If you want to throw some 15,000 RPM drives, reliable enterprise grade server drives, they will go right there. You got 3 PCI Express 2.0 slots, which is great. Onboard reset buttons. This is an amazing board. Let me go ahead and get started in it. First of all, let's go a quick tour around the board. I'm going to show you everything. Now, right up here, that is your socket 1366. Again, Core i7s, 920, 940, and 965. Let's see if I can get in there. If you can see all those, that's 16 phase power. So you got 16 VRMs right there. And you have +2. The +2 are, where are they? I'm lost. They're over here. That's 2 phases power more. That's for your QPI, the quick path interface, and for the memory controller on the chip. So that's 18 phase power in total. It's 16 plus 2. If you look over here, we have 6 DIMMs. 6 DIMMs is going to get you up to 24 gigabytes of GDDR3, up to 2,000 megahertz. Just keep in mind that you're looking for triple channel memory on these, and they're going to be specific kits built for this board. You can't use any DDR3. It's not really a big deal. The only thing is they're going to be low voltage kits. Remember, now the voltage between your memory and your CPU is going to be linked. Intel is recommending not going over 1.6 volts. So make sure, if you're used to your fast DDR3 on your current motherboards, you're used to going to 2.0 and above to get the proper speed and frequencies. You need a lot of volts. You can't do that on these boards. You will fry your CPU, but you do have a unlocked memory multiplier on these. If you don't know how Core i7 works as far as overclocking, both the processor and the memory frequencies are determined by a multiplier, which is multiplied, as you can guess, versus a base frequency of 133. So 133 megahertz, and pretty much from there you can multiply it to get your memory frequency and multiply it to get your CPU frequency. So 133 times 25 gives you 3.2, which is the 965. That's the 6.4 gigatransfer per second Core i7 Extreme processor that Intel just came out with. Now, also, you'll notice on the board lots of high-end hardware, all ferrite core chokes and solid-state capacitors. These are actually Fujitsu solid-state capacitors. They're rated to work at over 130 degrees centigrade, so they work very well. You have 3 PCI Express 2.0 slots. You got 1 right here, and you got 2 right here. That's one of the big things about this board. It is certified to run both SLI and Crossfire X. Now, you're not going to be running triple SLI because you don't have the space. See, these are all both very small slots. They're right next to each other, but you can run triple Crossfire X. You can run 3-way Crossfire X, or you can run 2-way SLI. If you want to get 3-way SLI, you're going to have to go to ASUS's next level up board, which is the Rampage 2 Extreme, their high-end board. You also have 2 PCI 2.2 slots, and you also have this weird number right here. That's a PCI Express X4 slot. So that's pretty interesting. You can either put an X1 card in there, or you can put a regular PCI Express card. That's interesting. You can do a lot with that. And I'll tell you what, if you're going to run 2 PCI Express SLI video cards, you can put a third one in there that will only run physics, and you can do that too. So you can have 2 GTX 280s and an 8800 GT right there just to run physics, or pretty much any other single slot card that would fit in there would work. So that's awesome. Looking over here, you have 2 SATA ports right there, and then you have another 4 right there facing in the right direction. They're not going to get blocked off by any large video cards. And then, of course, your 2-way SAS, 2-channel SAS right there. Pretty much lets you hook up any SAS drive that you want, 15,000 RPM, 10,000 RPM. Whatever you want, 2.5 inch, 3.5 inch, 3 inch, sorry, it's all up to you. You can load up SAS. That is a first for a consumer board. I've never seen that before. It's my first. I'm very excited. I think I'm thrilled. Looking over here, reset and power buttons are on board, so for overclockers and if you're building the computer outside of the case, it's a great way to turn it on. You have a bunch of USB 2.0 ports and FireWire. Your SPDIF audio is also on board there. Look at this. This is one of the few X58 boards that still has an IDE connector. So if you want to use a legacy hard drive, you can do that. It is a 24-pin motherboard connector right there, as you can tell. And obviously, the cooling on this board is excellent. As you can see, it's all copper heat pipe designed through the south bridge, through the north bridge, all the way up to all your MOSFETs. And I'll tell you what, this north bridge cooler right here, it's pretty cool. Supposedly, the way this works is the air coming off your CPU cooler is guided through these channels onto your video card, right through there, and pretty much spreads the cool air all throughout the board, so that's excellent. Also, let's take a look at the back panel connectors. Now, looking at the back panel, you can see that ASUS hasn't really gotten rid of their legacy items like everyone else. They did keep the IDE. They also kept the PS2. This one works for both mouse and keyboard. You have two USB 2.0 ports right there. This is your SPDIF in both analog version, which is the coax, and digital version, which is the optical. You have an additional 6 USB 2.0 ports all over the back here. So that's bringing the back count to 8, and you have 6 more headers on the inside. So that's a total of, what's that, 16, man. That's crazy. No, I'm sorry, that's 14. That's still crazy. That's a lot. Also, you have FireWire right there, and you have eSATA, which is very useful. And this is your 7.1 channel HD audio, which has an awesome onboard audio, is extremely excellent. And as you can imagine, because this is an ASUS board, you do get all those cool features that you would normally see and get from ASUS boards. This is new, but it still has ExpressGate, lets you boot into a Linux-based operating system that's on a solid-state drive on the board. You pretty much boot up in about 5 seconds, which is extremely quick. Doesn't turn on any of the rest of the computer. And that will give you internet, it'll give you Skype, it'll give you instant messenger, it'll let you play music, all from 5 seconds, no Vista, no XP, you just boot up right into that. You get ALNAP, which lets you put the computer to sleep really quickly without killing any of your applications. You get Fan Expert, you get Q connectors, and then the best part of all of this is Turbo V. Turbo V is overclocking from inside the operating system without rebooting the computer. Pretty much you get to increase the voltages, control voltages for your north bridge, your CPU PLL, memory, the QPI. You can pretty much adjust all those voltages as well as the multipliers for the CPU and for the memory, which again is how you overclock these boards. It's multiplier times that base 133 frequency, and so that's amazing. Right on the fly, you can literally be in the program and go from 3.2 gigahertz to 3.8 like that, no rebooting, no nothing. You go straight to testing it, you load it up in Prime 95 and it's stable, you're good to go, you don't have to worry about anything else. That's all very amazing stuff. Let me go over what's in the box, because there is quite a bit in the box. You are fully loaded, starting off with this excellent manual. You will need that. There's a lot of new stuff here if you don't know how to overclock a X58. It's different. Nice padded input-output shield, which is very nice. It's labeled, which I love. It's painted, padded. You guys hear me talk about it all the time. I love it. You do get your traditional floppy and IDE cables, and this is kind of cool. USB 2.0 and iLink FireWire all on the back right there in case you want to add more connectivity. Fantastic. Check this out. This is really cool. All-in-one SAS cables. So your power and your connector for your SAS are both there, and you power the drive through a Molex. If you don't have it, this will pretty much put power into the SAS connector. 2 of those in the box. And SATA cables, of course. 1, 2, 3, 4. There's 6 in total, 2 of which are 90 degrees. You get your Q fan, which is your little cooling solution for your VRMs or for your MOSFETs actually, and pretty much you can use this if you'd like. From what I've been reading though, you probably won't need it. And last but not least, very important, you're going to get an SLI bridge. You will notice that this is a 2-way SLI bridge. They did not include a 3-way SLI bridge. It's not ready for 3-way SLI, but that is still okay. It is not a bad thing. SLI is a good thing. Very, very nice. Again, the P6T DeLuxe from ASUS. Whoops. The new X58 chipset, ICH10R South Bridge with lots of RAID features and lots of cool connectivity. 920s, 940s, 960s, DDR3 up to 24 gigabytes when the 4 gigabyte sticks come out, up to 2000 megahertz. Insane board, gaming, server, whatever you want. This is right up everyone's alley. This is top-notch stuff, and guess what? It's not even that expensive. It's pretty affordable compared, it's brand new, so it's a little expensive, but it's not as crazy as you think. If you have any questions on it, email me. I'll see you guys next time. The ASUS P6T DeLuxe X58 motherboard is available from the retailers listed here, and for more information you can go to their website and type in A455-2854. For Computer TV, I'm Albert.